All right, let's dive into a really common but pretty tricky design challenge. How do you actually fill a grand two-story space and make it feel right, not just empty? Well, as we're about to see, the answer isn't just about throwing more light at it. It's about adding the right kind of light. You know that feeling, right? You walk into this incredible space, maybe a modern house with a huge open great room, or a foyer with ceilings that go way, way up, and you can't help but feel like something's off. The architecture is gorgeous, everything's in its place, but there's just this void. And a lot of the time, the problem is actually the lighting. You can have a perfectly nice light fixture, but in a room with that much vertical space, it just gets completely lost. It looks totally out of scale, and it just can't make the artistic statement that the architecture is begging for. So what's the fix? Well, we need to stop thinking about it as just a light fixture and start thinking about it as a central sculptural piece. And that, right there, is the key. A space on this scale doesn't just need to be lit up. It needs a real focal point. You need something that grabs your attention, that draws your eye upward, and really elevates the whole atmosphere into something genuinely special. It's about making a statement. And this quote, man, it just nails it. This is the whole idea behind the solution we're looking at today, the Nordic Copper Lotus Pendant light. It's not just a lamp. It's designed from the ground up to be both a light source and a piece of art that solves this exact design problem. So how does one light fixture manage to do all of that? Well, its power really comes down to what the designers call the 4 pillars of elegance. Let's break those down. Okay, so these are the 4 big ideas working together. The artistry of the light itself, that premium copper material, its sheer scale, and of course its roots in modern Nordic design. Let's dig into each one. First up, the artistry. The whole design is inspired by a lotus flower, and that's not just a gimmick. The complex, layered petals are specifically designed to play with the light. They cast these really unique patterns on the walls and create this sort of ethereal glow. It's a beautiful way to turn a natural shape into a piece of functional art. Next, we gotta talk about the material, because this is so cool. Think about most light fixtures you see. They're made of these static materials, right? They look exactly the same on day 1 as they will 5 years from now. But this one uses what's called living copper. Over time, it naturally develops this rich patina, a beautiful, subtle darkening that adds all this depth and character. It means the fixture literally evolves with your home, becoming a one-of-a-kind piece that tells its own story. You just can't get that kind of warmth from a generic finish. The third pillar is its scale, or what the designers call being designed for grandeur. And this is absolutely critical. This isn't about being shy, it's about committing to filling that huge vertical space. A small fixture just gets swallowed up, leaving the room feeling empty and unbalanced. This design, though, is intentionally oversized. It's built to command that entire vertical void you get in a stairwell or a big loft. And by being scaled correctly, it doesn't just hang there. It completes the architecture. It makes the whole room feel cohesive instead of cavernous. And finally, the fourth pillar that ties it all together, modern Nordic elegance. And this philosophy is really a perfect balancing act of 3 ideas. You've got the simplicity and structure of clean lines, the warmth you get from using natural organic forms, and this deep belief in functional beauty. The idea that something has to work perfectly and look beautiful while doing it. Okay, so we've looked at all the individual pieces. Now let's zoom out and talk about the real impact, how all these things come together to completely transform a space. The big takeaway here is that choosing a piece like this is so much more than just buying a light. It really is an investment. It becomes a defining feature of the home, something that says a lot about its character and your own personal style. I mean, this shows the transformation perfectly. On the one hand, you have a room that's just a room. It might be big, it's functional, but it feels a little cold, a little impersonal. And then on the other side, with just one sculptural element, that same space becomes a sanctuary. The warm light creates this incredible, inviting ambiance. It turns a simple box into a truly awe-inspiring place to be. And in the end, this final thought from the designers really gets to the heart of it all. The goal was never just to light a room. It's to elevate the entire home, to push it past being merely functional and into the realm of the truly magnificent. So it leaves us with a great question to ask about our own homes. Look at the lighting around you. Is it just utility? Is it just there so you can see? Or is it something more? Is it art? Does it shape the way you feel in that space? It's definitely something to think about. Thanks so much for tuning in.